This is a clip from one of our most recent episodes. For full episodes and more, please check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, and YourVibesPodcast.com. This episode is brought to you by The Station. The Station is downtown Dickson's premier event venue. Located inside historic Mulberry Mill, The Station is a perfect space for a wedding or reception, birthday party or baby shower, conference or class, photo or video shoot, and even a live music performance. Just a quick 45-minute commute from Nashville, Clarksville, and Columbia, the station provides your guests with a classy and convenient experience in the heart of downtown Dickson's up-and-coming environment. To book your next event, please contact Andy Truman at 336-693-4311 or email her at events@mulberrymilldixon.com. So I guess just tell, I don't really know the whole story either, but just a little bit about kind of where you came from and why you came to this little bitty old town of Dickson and decided to start a restaurant.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm originally from White Bluff.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. White Bluff's finest over here, born and raised.
I'm originally from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And so I lived there my first 22 years. And then I went to college in Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay. How'd you end up over there?
I guess it's a very good culinary school over there.
Okay.
And that's what we decided. My mom, my mother, and I. We decided that there was a good option for me. So she helped me out to get there, and I did. That was my first time out of Puerto Rico. So I get to Providence, really cold over there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, a lot different than Puerto Rico.
Yeah. So I did my associates in culinary. And then I decided to move on and just start working. So I worked for Disney World in Orlando. Yeah.
Whoa.
For 3 years.
Okay.
It was a great experience there. And
what'd you do at Disney?
Just cooking, always cook. But at that time, I was cooking for the employees of Disney.
Okay. So just large quantities on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So after that, I started working in retirement communities all over Florida. So I started in Kissimmee, Florida, and then moved on to a little town called Eustis.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, Daytona Beach and Jacksonville.
Just working in restaurants or?
Retirement communities.
Retirement, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like upscale retirement communities, He helped me a lot with the management aspect of the kitchen.
Okay.
So they sent me to this place in Daytona Beach, and so I rented an apartment there. And guess who is the landlord of that apartment? Jennifer's parents.
Oh, there you go.
So that's how I met her.
Okay.
I became friend of her parents, and I moved on from that apartment and just continue my life, but we continue a friendship. So I went and visited one time, and the daughter was there. And I'm like, wow, look at her.
She's beautiful.
Yeah. So, we met, and, somehow we just started going out. It's a long story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we started going out. By that time, she used to live in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
So she invited me, just, hey, you want to come to Houston? I said, sure, why not? And move on to Houston. Over there, I lived there 5 years. And then Houston became too big for us. We decided, to get married, build a family, and we were looking for something a little bit smaller. And she mentioned Nashville. And I said, sure, let's go. First time in Nashville, we flew in, and the funny thing is when she bring me to Nashville, she bring me to Bell Mead, and I was like, oh,
whoa.
This is very nice, but I don't think we can afford it.
This is
So
great.
she's like, well, yeah, I know. I just wanted to show you, everything. So we start moving west, and we saw that the more west you move, you get more for the money and a little more space. The country hills, it was just not that city living no more. And somehow we found Dickson. We got into Dickson and we got in love with it.
When was it?
That was we opened the restaurant in 2009, so we came in probably 2007, 2008.
Okay.
And yeah, we saw a lot of potential in Dickson.
Wasn't much going on Main Street in 2007.
Yeah, zero. Like, yeah.
Lights are out at like 5:30 p.m.
Yeah. But we were in the mentality of build a family, and that's perfect. I don't do too good in the big city. I need some. I need
spread your wings a little bit.
I need to, slow down a little bit, I guess. And it was perfect for us at that time. And we decided. I started working in Nashville and in different places over there, and we say, I think Dickson need a place to eat because a lot of people, they just drove to Nashville at that time, and we decided to open the restaurant, and that was in 2009. Jennifer was pregnant with Eva.
Okay.
So Eva and the restaurant are the same age.
How about that?
Yes.
How about that?
When we opened, Jennifer was serving tables sometimes with, actually Eva born already. She born in February and we opened in July.
Okay.
But sometimes she was carrying the baby in the bag and just waiting tables. And
doing whatever you could.
Yeah. It was no alcohol in Main Street. So we were,
Sure.
responsible for that, I guess.
Sure.
Well, I guess the kind of food that we wanted to bring and the kind of food that I like to cook is good to serve it with a glass of wine, an aperitif, or a cordial. And so that is part of the whole environment of coming to the restaurant, I guess, in my opinion. I mean, you don't have to drink to go over there,
Sure.
but it complements the food.
That's exactly right. That's something that a lot of people don't necessarily too much think about. I mean, a lot of people do, but some don't. Is that the alcohol portion of it is not necessarily to get drunk. Like it pairs well with the food.
Yes.
I mean, there's wine pairings. There's books about wine pairings. You know what I mean? And there's books about beer pairings or bourbon or whiskey pairings as well too. And especially because you're not thinking I'm going to go get a McDonald's and a beer and they're going to pair well together. You're I mean, you can do that. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. But in the environment that you're trying to present, you're obviously going to have a little bit more upscale food. And so that would be a nice complement to the food menu.
Yes. And by that time, when you go to Nashville, I was thinking about doing something that you don't have to go to Nashville. And, that was part of the deal. We needed a wine list. And Jennifer worked in the wine list, and people love it. And we got two different sizes. Of, people came in and say, Victor, this is nice, but you won't make it. This is too expensive. This is too fancy. Whatever. But in our guts, we always felt right. It was never fear, and we just, since day one, we've been blessed, and we've been busy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was I was still in high school, I guess, when y'all started. I think, yeah. No. When was I born? 17. No, I graduated college in 2012. So I was just kind of piddling around college. And I didn't really, I've only been in Dickson since, I guess, 2013. And it had already kind of really caught on by then, but you're right. I mean, and these changes, and we'll kind of fast forward a little bit and then jump back to when you started. But now you look at Main Street, and your price point is pretty on par with everybody else's. I mean, Elizabeth's selling boards for $11,
Yes.
for some meat and cheeses, and I get 2 tacos and a side and a drink at Back Alley for almost $16. You know what I mean? It's people are kind of. It's not necessarily just social inflation, but I think people. That have been in Dickson for a while that weren't really introduced to good quality food on a regular basis. They probably knew what it was, obviously, but driving to Nashville wasn't their favorite thing to do. I know it's not really mine most of the time either, but I think that you were kind of first out of the gate with like, hey, this is good food. This is what Dickson needs.
Sure.
How long did that kind of concept really take to catch on with the locals in Dickson to where they, instead of going to somewhere in Nashville that, they'd rather decide to stay here?
Well, I mean, it's still a lot of people that, they still think that it's,
Sure.
Not for them, and I understand that, it's okay. But, I think Dickson right now, if you want a burger, you can get a burger. If you want barbecue, you can get barbecue. If you want fast food, you can get fast food. I'm just trying to do something a little bit different, something that I'm comfortable doing, and I really enjoy cooking that kind of food.
Thanks again to the station for sponsoring this episode. If you are looking to book your next wedding or reception, baby shower or birthday party, conference or class, photo or video shoot, or even a live music performance, please reach out to Andy Truman at 336-693-4311 or shoot her an email at events@mulberrymilldixon.com. If you're interested in sponsoring an episode, please reach out to me directly via email at yourvibespodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening, and always remember, stay vibey, my friends.